I love Smokey and the Bandit. I love Burt Reynolds, but I hated the Cannonball Run. It was unfunny. It was really stupid. And it was really a cash grab, trying to get back the same audience that loved Smokey and the Bandit. And I think even Burt Reynolds wasn't proud of this movie. It just wasn't funny.
No, there was really nothing funny.
I love the idea of the Cannonball Run, which is something that people do. But it just wasn't funny. I mean, Jamie Farr playing the Middle Eastern character, and then Roger Moore playing James Bond. What the hell was that?
It was odd. I just kind of put it down. It was like a dude movie. That's why I didn't like it. But I can see.
Yeah, but I'm a dude, and I didn't like it.
You didn't like it either.
And incidentally, it was one of the most popular movies of 1981. It was a roaring success.
Okay, my next movie is kind of, I guess, considered like a classic now?
It's regarded as a classic, yes.
Yeah. And that is When Harry Met Sally. Now, I will concede to the fact that there are a few scenes in it that are funny. But for the majority of the movie, it is a snooze fest. Now, I will say I'm not a huge Billy Crystal fan. I think he's funny at times. But I just don't get his humor. I don't know. It just doesn't anything to me. And Meg Ryan is adorable. But I just thought it was just kind of a dumb movie for her to be in. I don't know. I think she did a few at that time that I wasn't thrilled. I didn't like Sleepless in Seattle either. And I know she was kind of known as like the rom-com woman at the time, you know, like America's Sweetheart.
Yes.
And all that, but I just didn't care for When Harry Met Sally. And if I have to see one more of those montage of and then the old lady saying, "I'll have what she's having." Oh my God.
The movie was grossly overrated. I didn't hate it, but the movie is put on a pedestal that it just doesn't belong. I like Billy Crystal. I like Meg Ryan. And I love Rob Reiner's direction. But that movie was enjoyable, borderline saccharine. It doesn't deserve the accolades it got.
I think it's just the actors in it and Rob Reiner. I think that truly is what it is. He was kind of a golden child at that time, Rob Reiner.
I didn't care for Sleepless in Seattle either, so...
That one was boring, too.
What was the other one? Then she did one with Tom Hanks, You've Got Mail.
Yeah. Oh, that was really boring.
I was basically forced to watch that on a bus trip from New York to Atlantic City because they played on those buses. So you got to watch it, right? And
yeah. You're like...
Let me put it to you this way. Even if I had won money that day in Atlantic City, I still came out a loser for having to sit through that.
Yeah, that one was really bad.
A lot of people are going to really hate me for this one. Caddyshack. What the f*** was so funny about that movie? What the f***?
Well...
I like Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
I like Bill Murray.
Yeah.
I never found Rodney Dangerfield to be that funny. But in this movie, he was such an
Oh, yes.
that I actually felt sorry for Ted Knight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
It was just that bad when you're actually like rooting for the bad guy when you're not really supposed to. It was such a movie. I mean...
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we agree on that. I'm not really a big fan of Caddyshack either. The only character I liked was the gopher.
The gopher was cute when I saw it in the movie theater as a kid.
Right, yeah.
So there was kind of a kid appeal to it. The movie has a cult following, and ESPN considers it to be the greatest sports comedy of all time.
I think, don't you agree that it came off of the characters from SNL? Like, they were trying to bank on the fact that Bill Murray and Chevy Chase were so good on SNL.
Yes.
So that's why they were trying to do all those kind of movies with them.
The funny thing is that Bill Murray and Chevy Chase did not like each other.
No.
They hated each other.
Yeah, I heard that too. I heard Chevy Chase isn't the most likable person.
He reportedly got background actors fired for no reason at all when he did a show some years ago.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah. So here's a multimillionaire basically getting people fired who make minimum wage.
That sucks.
Nice, Chevy.
Yeah. Okay, well, my next movie is kind of along the lines of your Caddyshack and the same stupid sophomore humor. There's Something About Mary. The movie sucked. It was stupid. I could not stand the characters. I sat there going, what the F am I watching? And the fact that every time you see anything about a movie, or like a movie thing on the Oscars or anything, they always show that scene with Cameron Diaz's hair stuck up in the air with men's zhuzh. The grossest scene on the planet to begin with. And it was just plain out stupid. And I like Ben Stiller. I don't mind Cameron Diaz. But that was the dumbest movie I've ever seen in my life.
It had me laughing, though.
Why? It's so dumb.
That's the thing about comedy, that it's... Some comedies will make you laugh and some don't. Okay, and last on my list is Caligula. I sat through this movie. This is the unrated version. I never would think that John Gielgud would be in a porno movie.
I was just going to say, isn't it basically a porn?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And by porn, I mean a really raunchy porn film with some of the most violent scenes I've ever seen in a film.
Oh, really? I've never seen it.
If you're a sadist,
Yeah.
this is the movie for you.
Oh, really?
It was so bad I had to bleach my eyes out to... Once you see that movie, you cannot unsee it. It's
Really?
like, yeah, it's...
Now it makes me want to see it just to see
Yeah,
how
I
bad
know you
it
want to
is.
see it.
No, I'm not going to. I know. I'd heard it was like a porn, but I never knew.
It had a great cast, though. It had Helen Mirren and Roddy McDowell.
Is it true that Helen Mirren's like butt naked in this movie?
Yes.
But she was really young.
Oh, and Peter O'Toole, who...
Ooh.
What is that long-ass David Lean movie? Lawrence of Arabia.
Yeah.
And one of my all-time favorite movies, The Last Emperor.
Yeah.
So when you see this guy in a movie like this, you're kind of wondering, what the f*** is this?
This had to be in the beginning of his career, no?
No.
Really?
This was late in his career. The Last Emperor, I think, would come out after Caligula.
Wow. I thought he was a pretty serious actor.
After seeing this you'll never look at him the same way again.
Well, that's what would be my thing with Helen Mirren, because she's done so many wonderful movies. That's like, ugh, I don't want to see her in that light. I could go to Cinemax for that.
Well, with Helen, you got Skinemax.
Or Pornhub.
I guess Helen Mirren is a well-rounded actress.
Oh. Tits and all, huh?
Tits and all, yeah. It was... Supposedly, they're working on a new cut of the movie that excises all of the X-rated stuff, but the problem with the movie is that when you...
Why?
Yeah, when you hate the protagonist, and I use that word very loosely, but when you hate the protagonist like that much for being such a sinister you don't really care about how the movie goes anyway. So I don't see a way of recutting it that would fix this film.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, then I guess I've never missed anything.
But it has its fans, so...
Wow.